Sophie had always believed in love, the kind that conquers every storm, the one written about in poetry and whispered in prayers. When she married Ethan 5 years ago, she thought she had found that kind of love. Ethan was her anchor, her confidant, the man who promised her forever. But forever seemed fragile now. Ethan had grown distant over the past few months. Late-night meetings, unanswered texts, and a coldness in his once warm eyes had become the norm. Sophie felt like she was losing him, piece by piece, to something, or someone, unknown. She tried to ignore the growing ache in her chest, convincing herself it was just a rough patch. One rainy evening, as Sophie sat by the window watching droplets race down the glass, Ethan walked in. He looked guilty, like a man carrying the weight of 1,000 secrets. She turned to him, forcing a smile. "How was work?" she asked softly. Ethan hesitated. "Busy. You know how it is." He kissed her on the forehead, but it felt hollow. What Ethan didn't know was that Sophie had already found out. A week ago, she had stumbled upon a series of texts on his phone, messages to a woman named Claire. The words were intimate, filled with longing and passion, words Ethan had stopped saying to her. Sophie didn't confront him right away. Instead, she spent days replaying every moment of their marriage, searching for where things had gone wrong. Was it her fault? Had she stopped being enough for him? But tonight, as Ethan turned to leave the room, Sophie found her voice. "Ethan," she called, her tone steady but filled with emotion. He stopped, his back to her. "Yes? Are you happy?" she asked. Ethan turned around, his eyes meeting hers. There was a flicker of something, shame, perhaps, or regret. "Why would you ask that?" "Because I need to know," she said, her voice trembling. "I need to know if I'm still the woman you want, or if you've already given your heart to someone else." Ethan froze, the color draining from his face. "Sophie, Don't lie to me," she interrupted. "I deserve the truth." For a moment, the only sound was the rain tapping against the windows. Then Ethan sat down across from her, burying his face in his hands. "I didn't mean for it to happen," he whispered. "I didn't go looking for it, Sophie. But Claire. She was there when I felt lost, and I made a mistake. A terrible mistake." Tears streamed down Sophie's face, but she refused to look away. "You promised me forever, Ethan. How could you do this to us?" "I don't know," he said, his voice breaking. "I was selfish. I was weak. But I swear, Sophie, it didn't mean anything. I love you. I've always loved you." Sophie shook her head, her heart shattering with every word. "Love isn't supposed to hurt like this, Ethan. If you loved me, you wouldn't have broken us." Ethan reached for her hand, but she pulled away. "I'll do anything to fix this," he pleaded. "I'll end it with Claire. I'll go to counseling. Please, Sophie, give me another chance." Sophie looked at him, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. She loved Ethan, but the betrayal cut deep. Could she forgive him? Could she trust him again? "Need time," she said finally. "Time to figure out if I can heal from this. Time to decide if I can still see a future with you." Ethan nodded, tears glistening in his eyes. "Take all the time you need. I'll wait, Sophie. I'll do whatever it takes to earn back your trust." As Sophie watched him walk away, her heart ached with a mix of love and pain. She didn't know what the future held, but she knew one thing for certain. She deserved honesty, respect, and a love that wouldn't break her. And whatever decision she made, she would make it for herself.